Hi there, this is Oliver from Blentus.com, and this is the third part of the creating spiderwebs tutorial, finally. So, in this one we are going to select, to take our spiderweb and water drips and add materials, a background and a little bit of compositing, right, to add a little bit of depth of field. So first of all, I'm going to the camera view with 0 on the numpad, and I'm going to position the camera, right? The camera is in this layer, so I'm going to select shift, click on that layer to have it visible too, select the camera, and with shift F I'm going to position it right in the flight mode. I find it useful, maybe some of you don't, but I do. So I think this could be a good point of view. May work a little bit more like this, right? Also, I'm going to move a little bit the mesh, right, by increasing the frame number, and close this and this because I don't need it. And first of all, I'm going to load a few images here so you can see what I'm going to do, right? This is the result we are looking for, and I have it here because I recorded before the Spanish version and I have it already rendered. Alright, but what I want you to see is this reference here. Alright, in this reference you can see that the background is very blurred. It has a lot of blur, but in the water the refraction is completely focused and vertically inverted. Alright, the background image is vertically inverted. So what we are going to do is to apply two images, one to the background, which is blurred, and the same one but without that blur will be applied to these water drips, alright, manually to fake that distortion, that refraction, sorry, and we are going to invert it vertically to simulate this effect. Right, so in order to do this, I have this photo here, right, and this one. I'm going to show you. They are the same photograph, but for this one I applied a lot of blur, and for this one just nothing. Alright, is the focus photograph. So let's go for it. I'm going to apply, well, let's make a quick render actually, right? Increase it to the 100%, because if we make a little render, as this web is it has a very low thickness, maybe we will have some anti-aliasing problems. Well, here what you are looking is just a plane that deforms the mesh, alright, because I hidden it, but it's not actually hidden, just in the viewport. So select it, press M, and move it to the second layer. Alright, now save this, okay, and let's make a quick render now. Alright, we have a very a lot of shadows there. So what I'm going to do is to go here to the world and activate environment lighting, but I'm going to put it just in something like 0.4. So here I have it more soft, right? Shadows are more soft. Okay, so with this done, I'm going to apply finally the background to the image. So let's go here to the texture panel, select the world right here, click new, go here to image or movie, and load the background photo, which is this one. Click here to see the effect on the world, and we see anything. Why? Because it's not affecting the horizon color, right? So activate it, and here we have it. Now well, in these menus, if you don't know it, it's very useful to know this, because you can close them or open them by clicking on this little arrow right here. But what is cool is that you can, with the cursor positioned over the entire menu where you want, you can click, you can press A on the keyboard, and you will open or close menus. Alright, so this is very cool. Here in mapping, okay, we are going to make a render to see how it looks. Okay, it looks very bright right here. Alright, I don't like this blue here, this light blue right here. I just want maybe this area, alright, to have some dark blue of this one. For here to have some contrast, but I don't want this here. So we can change the area that appears on the image by moving these parameters right here. Okay, this, for example, increase the size, something like this. Okay, let's try now. Okay, I don't like it even yet. Let's increase this and this and this a little bit. Maybe now. Okay, now it's better. I like it so much now. But I'm going to go here to the colors menu and increase a little bit the contrast. Let's try it again. And I like it more right now. Right, maybe you don't, but well, just you know how to do it, so change the parameters until you get what you're looking for. So now we have the background. We are going to focus on the spiderweb material. For that, we are going to the modifiers, and we are going to disable the rendering of the particles on the viewport, right, with this little eye, and on the render on the camera button. Alright, so right now we only see the spiderweb over the background. So let's apply a new material to the spiderweb, and I'm going to call it spiderweb matte. Alright, and here maybe increase a little bit the specular and increase also the hardness. And here activate transparency, because we are going to make the spiderweb completely transparent, and then apply to it a little bit of refraction, so it refracts the background image, allowing us to see the spiderweb. Alright, but it will be completely transparent. So check this and put the alpha to 0. Right, we are going to see the spiderweb for its refraction of the background and for its brightness, right, for the specularity that it gets from the light of the scene. Alright, so for achieving that refraction effect, we need to activate here ray trace, and let's close this. And here, if you change the index of refraction, you see that it refracts the background. So let's try with something like this, how it looks. Okay, I like it. So I'm going to give it right this way. You can see that we have some anti-aliasing problems because it has a very low thickness, but well, we can solve them later, but by doing a bigger render and increasing the anti-aliasing parameters. We are going to do that later. So go again here, and now we are going to focus on the water drips material. So activate it again on the render. We don't need them here in the viewport. And as they are particles, for applying them a material, we need to apply that material to this object, which is the reference object we used for distributing along all the mesh with the particles, right? This is the main water drip. So let's apply a material to it, and I'm going to apply the same spiderweb material. What happens here? We have here this number, this 2, which means that we are using this material, the same material, in 2 objects at the same time, right? It's on the spiderweb and here in the water drip. So what we need to do is to click here, and we can see that it duplicated the material. So now we have 2 different materials with the same properties. So now we can call this water, for example, water mat. And this way we have a new material right here. Let's click render to see how it looks. And it doesn't look bad, but I would like to show you how to achieve that exactly looking water drip that we want, right? How to play with the materials for getting that. Also here with the reflections, in some places it's not working very well. So we are going to do it manually. So let's go to the textures panel, create a new one, and here select image or movie, and let me go here and select the reflection photo, which is the background photo but without the blur, and watch it on the material. Here for this we are going to disable transparency for now, and here in the texture we are going to mapping, and in coordinates we need to select reflection. Alright, okay, so we see it like that. Now what we want is to have this image inverted. Alright, the floor is on the upper part of the water drip, and in the bottom part of the water drip we need to have the sky. So in order to do that, we are going to scale this in Y like this. Sorry, it doesn't it didn't took that point. Right, and here we can change a little bit the offset to have it more or less how we want, even increase the size right here, and the position. Alright, something like this should be cool. And now I'm going to activate transparency again, but increase a lot the alpha. And also in shading we are going to add some emit, because this reflection has to be bright. Alright, so it emits a little bit of light. Something like 1 should be enough, and maybe increase this. Maybe we don't need transparency at all. Let's see how it looks. Alright, it looks pretty well. Maybe they are very bright, but well, here you can do what you want, make them brighter or darker. So I'm going to dark a little bit the emit amount, so let's put it like 0.7, and let's try another render. Right, it's softened a little bit, maybe less, even less. Alright, this is looking pretty good. So now we have the materials of the scene applied on the spiderweb and in the water drips. We can go ahead, right, we can even change this even more if we want, right? For example, make something like this to have them darker. Alright, so this area is the brightened part, like this. Alright, we can play with this a lot, right, until we get exactly what we want, right? I like it with being a little brighter, like this. Okay, I won't end that render because we don't need it. I'm going to create now the node editor window. Let's go here to the compositing nodes, activate use nodes, and activate the backdrop, so we can see at the background of this window the effect that we are getting with the nodes, right? So what we are going to do first of all is that in order to apply the depth of field, we will need to give a distance to the camera to focus in. Alright, so in order to do that, select the camera, go here to the camera panel, activate limits, so we can see this line and this cross right here. And now by increasing the distance amount, we are moving that cross along the line of the camera. Alright, that cross will define the area of the image that we are focusing in. So as we want to focus on the center of the spider web, I think that it will be cool right there. Okay, so this is for telling the C buffer, alright, the depth of the render image, the distance in which we want to focus in. So let's now make another render. So it takes that information on the C buffer and we can apply it on the nodes. Alright, it's already done. Let's go here into full screen and let's create here a viewer node. So we can see this background here. In the node editor, we can pan the image by doing this, okay, with Alt and middle mouse button, or we can zoom in and out by pressing V or Alt V. Okay, so let's apply here filter, the focus, and here another tip is that for using the viewer node, right, normally you need to take this and link it right there, but a faster way of doing it is that you take the node you want to see, alright, press Ctrl, Shift and left click, and it will be automatically linked to the viewer node, right? So you will see that node on the viewer. Now the C layer will be right here. Activate use C buffer, and right now the f-stop, we are going to make it a lot lower, like 10 for example, and we have here already a quick depth of field effect. Alright, I want it a little more. Okay, something like this for example. Also right here the preview is doing this noise, this little noise right here, but it makes the process of rendering that effect of the defocus node a lot faster. Okay, we can disable it to see the defocus at full quality. I recommend you to do that, or just if you want to work with the preview, make sure that you disable this preview when you make the final render, because if you don't, on the final render you will get this noise, which is not very cool. So wait a little bit until Blender shows us what we are doing. Alright, this will be the effect. As you can see, it's doing this kind of circular defocusing. Alright, we can go here to the bokeh type and select, for example, pentagonal, and with this we are going to get here a pentagons instead of circles, right? So here you can select what you want. Also we can switch, we can change the angle of the shapes. Alright, you can play a lot with these settings. Let's wait for it. As you can see, it can be useful to have the preview option activated. Well, I want to show you exactly the effect that it gives to us. Oh, it's taking so long actually, huh? Come on. Come on. There we have it. So as you can see, now we have pentagons right here, and with the angle we will rotate these shapes around. But I won't do it because we need to wait a long time. So for now, what I'm going to do is to apply right here some color correction to finish this. Control Shift click to link this to the viewer, and make sure that you link this to the composite node, because the composite node is finally the one that will be rendered on the final render. So make sure that you link the final node to the composite node. And here we are going to change this. Right, it's making this correction fast because it only takes the colors. All right, but if we needed to sometimes when you have a lot of nodes on the compositing, what you can do is to disable some nodes that are quite difficult to complete as the defocus one to work faster. Right, how to do it? Well, just select the defocus node, for example, and click or press M. Alright, this will mute this node, as you can see by the red line, and this means that this node is not rendered at all, so it won't take any time to calculate this node. Right, so it's faster to work. Now let me take a look at this. Let's increase the greens. Right, it's something like this. Okay. Okay. All right, there we go. So now click M again, and finally let's go to the render panel, and here increase a little bit the anti-aliasing. And when working with the nodes, it's very useful sometimes to activate full sample, because this option will make the anti-aliasing at the end of the compositing and not at the beginning, so the effects will be also anti-aliased. So I recommend you to check this option. This will take some time, so I will accelerate this process. All right, just save the scene. Okay, and right now just press render and I'll see you. I'll continue talking when it ends the render. Alright, so it's finished. We can see the effect that we get. Right, we have the center of the spider web completely focused, and finally these parts are defocused, and with the pentagonal this defocusing effect. So this is the end of the creating a spider web tutorial series. I hope you liked them, and well, we took a look at several parts of things that we can do with Blender, right? Modeling with curves, simulating cloth, deforming objects with another ones that are more simple to use. Alright, creating particles for the water drips, applying some materials, and very quick compositing. So, well, I hope you liked it. I hope you learned a lot of things from these tutorials, and see you soon, future tutorials. Happy blending, and see you soon.